The Dunning-Kruger effect, a fascinating cognitive bias identified by psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger in the year 1999, offers a profound insight into human self-perception. It posits that individuals with low competence in a particular area often significantly overestimate their abilities. Essentially, the lack of skill also impairs their capacity to recognize their own incompetence, leading to an unearned sense of confidence. This video will explore this intriguing effect, illustrate it with a brief story, and touch upon this seminal research that brought it to widespread attention. At its heart, the Dunning-Kruger effect arises from a deficit in metacognition. That's the ability to think about one's own thinking. Individuals lacking specific skills often lack the framework to accurately evaluate their performance. This creates a double burden. Their initial incompetence leads to poor outcomes, and their inability to recognize this incompetence prevents them from learning from their errors or acknowledging the experience of others. While those who are highly skilled might occasionally underestimate their own relative capabilities, assuming tasks they find simple are equally simple for others. It is the overconfidence of the unskilled that forms the most striking aspect of this bias. When it comes to the effect, let us consider the tale of Mark, a new intern at a software company. After completing a 2-day introductory workshop on a complex programming language, Mark felt the need that he had, or the understanding that he had mastered it. He confidently volunteered for a challenging coding task, dismissing the cautionary advice of senior developers. He believed their warning stemmed from an outdated perspective, unable to appreciate his fresh intuitive grasp. Predictably, his code was riddled with errors, delaying the project. When confronted, Mark struggled to see the flaws in his approach, attributing the issues to the unnecessarily complicated system rather than his nascent understanding. His initial lack of skill blinded him to the true extent of his inexperience, a clear display of the Dunning-Kruger effect. The groundbreaking study that introduced this concept was Dunning and Kruger's 1999 paper titled Unskilled and Unaware of It, How Difficulties in Recognizing One's Own Competence or Incompetence Leads to Inflated Self-Assessments. The researchers conducted several experiments, testing participants on areas such as logical reasoning, grammar, and identifying humor. After the tests, participants were asked to estimate their own performance and rank their ability compared to others. The findings were consistent. Individuals who performed in the lowest quartile on these objective tests grossly underestimated or overestimated their actual performance and perceived ability, often believing they were above average. For instance, those scoring around the 12th percentile might estimate their ability to be near the 60th percentile. Conversely, top performers showed a tendency to slightly underestimate their relative standing, though their self-assessments were generally more accurate. Critically, Dunning and Kruger also found that training the low-performing participants in the relevant skills not only improved their competence, but it also enhanced their metacognitive ability to accurately assess their previous lack of skill. The Dunning-Kruger effect has significant implications, influencing everything from workplace dynamics to public discourse. It underscores the importance of cultivating intellectual humility, fostering a commitment to lifelong learning, as well as actively seeking constructive feedback from credible sources. Recognizing our inherent susceptibility to such cognitive biases is the first crucial step towards achieving a more accurate self assessment and ultimately genuine competence. Thank you very much for your time.